What's going on, my friends? This is Gamer for Life. Before I get into this build video, we do have some breaking news in the division. Today was announced that Title Update 9 will be coming out next week, Tuesday, April 21st. It will be coming out, and some of the big things that are happening in that update is obviously some of the exotics are being reworked, like the Sawyer's knee pads are going to have a new talent on top of the talent it already has. And also you will be able to re-roll your level 30 exotics to level 40. On top of that, we will be able to reconfigure our exotics. So it's a way that we can roll our exotics. We can't roll them like our normal guns and gear, re-rolling one specific thing that we want higher. When we re-roll our exotics, it's re-rolling every talent. It's basically reconfiguring the whole thing. There will be minimum rolls for each tier: the normal, hard, challenging, and heroic. So a challenging minimum roll will be better than a normal and a hard minimum roll. They also did caution about re-rolling your exotics. If you have a decent roll, there is a chance that it could be worse, though you do have a chance you can get a god roll. So for example, this Lady Death I got on a challenging map. Now my SMG damage is, the bar's not even halfway, so I would assume that a challenging minimum roll would definitely be better than the SMG damage that I have right now. So this exotic I'm definitely going to reconfigure and have a pretty good chance of getting a better one. Now something like my Pestilence here, everything's max except my LMG damage, which is only 2% off of being max. Now if I re-roll this hoping to get a god roll, there's a good chance that I could get a worse Pestilence. So something like this I'm just gonna leave alone. Something like my Bullet King, which is pretty decent all the way down. I mean, obviously it could be much better. I would consider rolling this because I would think the minimum roll of challenging would not be much worse than this, if at all, because obviously I don't know what the minimum rolls are going to be looking like, but this is something that I would think about re-rolling. Pestilence, definitely not. Lady Death, absolutely. So that's coming next week. Now let's get into this build video. The most hated build in the Division 2 right now is absolutely this True Patriot build. Now I run mine a little different than most people. Usually the True Patriot builds I come across, they are all blued out. Every single piece are running 1.6 to 1.7 million armor. And they're just all about sustainability, having that much armor coupled with efficient and firewall. A lot of people aren't using efficient, they're just using unbreakable, but still with the firewall medkit. But this is the way I'm running it: 4 reds, 2 blues. 90% of the time, if I'm going against another True Patriot build, just because I have so much damage, I usually eat through their armor, because my Pestilence is hitting for 95.8 and my Baker's Dozen for 83.8. So I've got some pretty decent damage on this build. Plus I have that 10 seconds of invincibility that I'll get into here in a minute. But let's just go over everything so we'll see why this is the most hated build in the game. Now the True Patriot, 2-piece plus 30% ammo capacity, 3-piece plus 30% magazine size, 4-piece red, white, and blue. Every 2 seconds, enemies you shoot receive a stacking debuff of red, white, and blue. Red amplifies the enemy's damage taken by 8%. White, shooting the enemy repairs you and your allies' armor by 5% once every second. Blue decreases the enemy's damage dealt by 8%. Full flag, enemies that die while under the effect of all 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion, dealing damage equal to their total health and armor Explosion damage reduced on named enemy deaths. And on this mask, I have 134 armor, could definitely be better. 6% crit chance, 15.3% incoming repairs mod. Backpack, 14.9% weapon damage, 9.7% hazard protection, 18.3% incoming repair mod. My gloves, contractor gloves, 15% weapon damage, 11% damage to armor, 4.9% crit chance. Knee pads, 164 armor, 5.4% crit chance. Holster, 15% weapon damage, 13.5% weapon handling. And the chest piece, 12.9% weapon damage, 10.5% weapon handling, 4.4% crit chance, with a 5.4% crit chance mod. And the talent, the one part that gives me 10 seconds of invincibility. Efficient. Using an armor kit has a 50% chance not to consume the armor kit. Specialization armor kit bonuses are increased by 100%. And let's take a look at our specialization armor kit. The bonus, your armor kit recovers 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds. Efficient buffs this to 400% armor and 400% health over 10 seconds. And when you see in my video, once I get to about 8 seconds, I start popping another med kit. You saw how they would just continue shooting me, and my health and armor would just keep going up. And I would get the med kit off and go right back at it. So that's what really makes this build powerful. Everything that goes with it. So my guns, obviously, I'm using Pestilence. 13% LMG damage, max damage out of cover, max damage to armor. Plague of the Outcast hits apply a debuff dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds. Whenever an enemy dies with this debuff, all stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. Now that second part, coupled with the full flag, if you see in the video, sometimes when I would kill one person, the person next to him would immediately drop as well. And that's because of the full flag, the explosion that it deals, along with the second part of the Plague of the Outcast, that all debuffs or all stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. All of that damage, and this is a really good, if you're running solo, I would definitely recommend this. Now playing in a team, it's up to you. I mean, like I said, I have my DPS heal build. I love running this build, regardless if I'm running solo missions or if I'm in the DZ playing with my team. The reason why I would definitely recommend this if you're going solo, it maybe even go the armor route. I don't know. I just like the extra damage that it gives me here, but it's because this build allows you to go up against 2-man and 3-man teams. And trust me, whenever I go into the DZ solo, every time I pop an extraction, there's always a 2 or 3-man team, sometimes 4-man team coming to kill me. And this build here has allowed me to stay alive quite a few times going against them, taking them out. So my secondary is Baker's Dozen, 483.8k weapon damage. This is for if they don't want to play close quarters. I still have some good damage from a distance. Obviously, it has perfect luggage shot. Magazine capacity is increased by 30%. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return to the magazine. And my stats, I mean, obviously this isn't a crit build. It's got 27% crit chance on my Pestilence, 25% crit damage, 65% headshot damage, 17% armor damage, which is pretty decent. My Baker's Dozen, I believe it has a bit more crit chance, 37.3% crit chance, 37% crit damage. So that's the build. Definitely the most hated build in this game right now. When you're running in a DZ solo, I usually turn this hive into a bleed hive, because obviously you're not going to be able to revive yourself before they kill you. Even though you're not doing a lot of damage with your bleed hive, people just freak out when they see a stinger hive and they start bleeding. So even though it doesn't do a lot of damage, it just makes people freak out a little bit. So that's what I would run for this if you're running solo in the DZ. This is a really good build in PvE as well. But anyway, that is all I've got. YouTube, as always,